Rochelle, I'm from Escaping Your Comfort Zone, and today I wanted to have a chat about walking poles. Walking poles, so why would you want to use them? Aren't they for people who are 90 years old and have had a couple of hip replacements? No. Aren't they for people who can't walk very well? No. Aren't they for people who are really unfit? No. Who are they for? Really smart people on the trails. The reason I say that is walking poles can help in a variety of different ways. So what happens when you walk with walking poles is you take a percentage of the strain that goes through your ankles, your knees and your hips, and you move that strain to your upper body. So basically with each footfall, you're taking a bit of the pressure off all of those joints. Why would you want walking poles when walking on the flat? So if you're walking on the flat, that will just give you an extra bit of propulsion and basically push you along just a little bit faster. If you're just carrying a day pack, they're helpful for that. But if you were carrying an overnight pack with a lot of extra weight, you can take a lot of that weight off those lower joints and spread it out a bit more to the upper body. If you were going up a hill, how are poles helpful for up a hill? Well, they can give you a push from behind. So say this was a hill, I would like to push up, push up, push up. So it actually gives me a bit more push to get up. Why would I want to use them going down? I'd want to use them going down for stability. So think about things like a big step as you're going down. And without poles, you're taking all that stability onto your knee and all the force and the pressure onto your knee, your ankle and your hip. What about if you could balance yourself a little better using a pole and then feel more confident going down steep stuff as well? It also will allow you to go a little bit faster on the way down, because it's like having, have you ever watched a dog or a cat bound down a hill? They've got 4 legs to balance them. Having poles is like having an extra couple of legs. So really helpful, and as I said, not for old people, not for unfit people, but people who want to look after their bodies and have a more enjoyable walking experience, particularly for the longer stuff. So anything more than a couple of hours, or anything that's really rough underfoot, really rocky or mountainous, you'll find these really helpful. Anytime you are crossing rivers, rock hopping across rivers, to have a pole to put down gives you so much more confidence rather than relying on your balance. So yeah, highly recommend poles. Let's have a chat about the different kinds of poles. So this one here is what I reckon is the most simple pole. Let me collapse that for you. So if you see this pole, it has these little clamps. So this is at its shortest, it's wound down, it goes in the back of your pack. You can open these clamps and pull it out to the height you need. Pull that out, clamp that back in, clamp, done. You don't need a degree in physics to do it. In terms of the height you need, this would be far too high for me. I want to have a right angle between here and here. Right, so that one would be just about right, and to make it go down, unclamp, reclamp, easy. So have a look for clamps when you're looking at getting poles. The other non-clamp option involves a little bit of grey matter. So what you can do, sorry, I've just taken the end off that. what you can do is you pull it out to not past the stop line, which I've just done. Let me put that down a little bit further. You pull it out to where you want it. So let's say there. And then you'll see here, there's an open and there's a close. So I want to be closing. So I twist that way. Oh, that's right. These are the broken ones. How about I not give you those ones? So I pulled that out and then I twist. There, done. And pull that out, twist, and it's tight. So it means that it's not going anywhere. But it takes a little bit of grey matter to work out which way it goes. But once you've got it, it's really quite simple and straightforward. Both of those two poles are relatively cheap. Even Kmart these days has poles for like $10 each. I highly recommend getting 2 poles for stability and to even you up. Sometimes you'll see people out there with 1 pole, but it is much better on your body to have 2. Poles can come in a range of prices. You can start from $10 a pole in the likes of Kmart and Big W. You can get a pair for maybe $40 from Anaconda, or you can go and then it goes all the way up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This pair of Xped poles are a pair that I got for a trek over in the Pyrenees in Spain, and I wanted to take them on the plane, and I wanted to lower my weight in my pack as well. So I got these ones. They are ultralight ones and they actually pack down really small. So if you look at the difference between those two, so this is the small one. It's quite a bit shorter than that one, and probably about 1/3 of the weight, more than triple the price, let's be honest. But again, I would suggest when starting with poles, get yourself some that are relatively cheap and work your way up from there. Work out what you want if you're going to be using them more often. The one thing I will say is that many poles don't advertise a weight rating. So if you think about your body weight and think about the scenario, I'll open this. Think about the scenario where you were to trip. So say for instance I'm using my poles, I trip over and I take all my weight on one pole, right? That's where you're going to get what you pay for, okay? So your $10 Kmart job may snap underneath you, but that's not to say you need a $300 set of poles. You just need to be aware of that when you are purchasing poles, particularly cheaper ones, that they may buckle under extra strain. So, and when I say putting all your weight in it, I mean an emergency type situation. So just bear that in mind. We'll be posting up, I'll be sharing some pole options in the app at various points. Just do a search in the app on walking poles and people will all tell you what they've got and what works and what they like about them as well. Cool, that's it for poles. Gotcha!